All right, everyone. We start off today talking about Canada's C-2 bill, link in the description. Not archived this time. It's a Twitter thread, actually. When I look at this, I read the actual bill, and this tweet pretty much gets it right. And that's very, very unfortunate for Canadians. Several Canadian viewers wanted me to cover this particular issue, and so I decided to do so. I'm going to read a little bit of this tweet verbatim. There are several sections that are of particular note that I think that people should know about. So, the bill allows police to open your mail without a search warrant. Now, keep in mind, this is Canada, so this doesn't apply to the US audience. It lets police contact any internet-based company to get all of your account details, including your name, address, online nicknames, and other invasive details without a search warrant. And it even makes it a crime to do transactions above 10,000, well, Canadian dollars using cash. And by the way, those are worth less than US dollars, so that's like 8,000 US dollars or some shit like that. This is clearly an invasion of Canadians' rights. Um, Not that the government generally respects them anyway. They've gone after, for example, firearm ownership. They've been going after privacy and so forth. Free speech certainly is dead in Canada. The most compelling, though, here that we see is really the ban on high-level cash transactions. So, in other words, and this individual here actually, I think, gets it right. I think that the idea is to move to a cashless society. They're trying to push the same shit in the United States. This is wrong. This is not something that we need to do. Imagine, for example, we create a utopian world where you don't have to have paper currency anymore. Everything is simply stored on a card or something like that. Do you not think that this is all going to be traced? Everything will be recorded. Every transaction will be recorded. And by the way, if we have, an EMP event or something like that, or, a massive solar flare or some shit like that, and that fries the grid, all of your cash is gone. Well, that's wonderful now, isn't it? Oh, shit. I just lost literally everything that I own because of a solar flare. This could actually happen. This is why we need to push back against the concept of a cashless society. There should never be a time in which there's not fiat currency. Now, ideally, the fiat currency in and of itself has some sort of intrinsic value. These days, most of your coins are zinc-based more than anything else. They're basically technically worthless, but at the very least, they have a use. It's a physical object. There's some transactional value there now, isn't that? Uh, I would note that the same amount of paper, which is a special blend, by the way, cotton-based, I believe, uh, that is used for a $1 bill is the same amount that's used for a $100 bill, pointing to the stupidity of fiat currency. But at the same time, it's still preferable to having a cashless society. In a cashless society, which is all digitally based, every transaction that you make is meticulously logged on a server somewhere. Well, I don't really want the government being able to do that. I don't think that they can be trusted with such power. I think that's a bad idea. So Canada's C-2 bill is basically a joke. It's effectively what they've done is they've branded it as going with Donald Trump's particular proposals with regards to the border, with regards to immigration. That's what it's been branded as. It has to do with that, conforming to Donald Trump's will. And there are elements of it in the bill, but most of it has nothing to do with that. The hell does opening people's mail without their permission? What the hell does that have to do with immigration? It makes absolutely no sense. What are you doing? checking to see whether Rodriguez there in Ontario is actually legally in the country or something like that. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But we've seen this kind of thing from the Canadian government before. Governments around the world often do things that make absolutely no sense. And when you have a bill that is put forth, you have to read it meticulously before you decide whether you support it or do not support it. For example, in the United States, with the Patriot Act. Sounds good. Patriotism is good now, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it basically means you want to spy on your library records and stuff like that. I mean, it has nothing to do with patriotism. It has nothing to do with it at all. No child left behind, and stuff like that. Well, yeah, so you're dumbing down educational standards in order for the stupid kids to be able to actually graduate. That's going to improve society to a great degree, I'm sure. We've seen this many, many times. The infrastructure bill that Biden passed. Yeah, there are infrastructure projects going on right now. Most of them are completely useless. Ah, we built a bridge. Where does the bridge go? To 5 homes. And shit like that. We see this all the time from governments. It's uniquely a Western facet mostly, though it does happen in third world dictatorships as well. They'll have a program called, the Golden Plan or something. Wow, that sounds great. The cities will be paved with gold. Oh, it's actually about persecuting political opponents or something like that. This happens all the time. It seems like everyone engages in this kind of behavior. With this one, though, C-2 is a complete joke. Most of the bill has nothing to do with immigration. It doesn't involve it in any way. So to claim that it's a conformity to Donald Trump's immigration proposals with regards to the Canadian border, technically it is. But it's filled with so many riders, so much pork, that most of the bill has nothing to do with that at all. Yeah, it addresses Trump's concerns. Wonderful. You should not pass this bill. You should overstep it and then get a clean bill which addresses those immigration concerns and doesn't do all of these other terrible things. Yeah, the police are going to be able to rummage through your garbage at night and find out whether you're loyal or not. That's about all. Peace out.